Is it even Christmas if you haven't had a taste of gingerbread? As far as I'm concerned, it's not. But today I'm doing things a little bit different. We're not doing gingerbread cookies. We're actually making some gingerbread cupcakes. So stick with me. I'm going to show you how to make gingerbread cupcakes with a gorgeous, delicious, creamy cinnamon cream cheese icing. This gingerbread cupcake recipe comes from Butternut Bakery. I wanted to give it a try. It looked so delicious and so full of spice and flavor that I just couldn't resist. So I'll link it for you in the notes below. I'll link the recipe so that you can check it out yourself. Start by preheating the oven to 350. Next, we're going to line the muffin cups. The recipe called for half a cup of buttermilk, but since I didn't have it, the substitute is to just do half a cup of regular milk. And to that, we're going to add half a teaspoon of white vinegar. We're going to let that sit for about 5 or 10 minutes, and it will curdle and give us the acidity that we needed from the buttermilk. Now we set that aside, and we can get the rest of the ingredients going. So it's 1.5 cups plus 2 tablespoons of flour. So into that, half a teaspoon of baking soda and half a teaspoon of baking powder. 2 teaspoons of ground ginger. 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. And 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And now we're just gonna gently whisk that together until it's combined, and we're gonna set that aside. So you can see here how the buttermilk turned out. That's what we want it to look like. To this, we're going to add the 1/3 cup of molasses. So in goes our 1/3 cup of molasses, and we're going to mix this together. And now we add the eggs one at a time. And then the entire molasses and milk mixture goes in. And now the other half of the flour mixture. I wish you guys could smell this. It smells so good. I'm just gonna make sure we get all the flour. And then we're gonna be ready to put these in our muffin cups. It smells like Christmas. So now the only thing left to do is fill these muffin cups, and we're going to pop them in the oven for about 15 minutes. So all I'm trying to do is make sure that the muffins are evenly, the cupcakes, I keep saying muffins, that the cupcakes, there's an even amount in each, and they're about 3/4 of the way full. So the reason why we want to make sure that they're all the same is so that they all cook the same. Okay, here we go. No peeking, okay? Because you want these cupcakes to come up nice and fluffy, so don't be tempted. So while we're waiting for the cupcakes to cook, we're gonna get our cinnamon cream cheese frosting going so that once it's all cooled, we'll be ready to ice with our cream cheese frosting. So in here, I've got 1 package of cream cheese, and I'm using the full fat cream cheese because it gives the icing a way nicer consistency and it sets up nicer than the fat-free kind. So if you can, use the regular cream cheese. And to that block of cream cheese, I've added half a cup of unsalted butter, and we're gonna get this whipped before we go on to the next step. When it comes to adding the icing, we're gonna add it about 1 cup at a time, making sure it's mixed in between. Next, we add the vanilla. Cinnamon goes in, and just a pinch of salt. The house smells amazing. Now we just have to let these cupcakes cool before we cover them in our cream cheese and cinnamon frosting. So to pipe, we're going to use a French tip, which also is called a 4B tip, and it's, I don't know if you can see that, it's like jagged like that. And we're going to start piping this cream cheese, cinnamon cream cheese frosting on our cupcake. And the finishing touch is going to be our little gingerbread man. How cute is that? Okay, so there we have it. There are our gingerbread cupcakes with the cinnamon cream cheese icing, and now it's time to taste it. I'm gonna save this little gingerbread man for later. Oh, these cupcakes are tasty. They are not dry, but also they're not overly heavy, which I was a little bit worried about anytime you're adding molasses to something. But now I'm going to try a piece with the cream cheese icing. Heavenly. Heavenly. These are definitely something I'm going to be making from now on. Gingerbread cupcakes with cinnamon cream cheese icing. Can't get any better than that. Cheers, everyone, and happy hosting. And if you liked what you saw here, be sure to hit like and subscribe because I upload videos every Friday so that we can hang out. Sometimes I share recipes, sometimes I share hosting tips and tricks, but either way, it's going to be something to help you become a more confident hostess. So hope to see you next Friday.